Hello guys, welcome to AI Sciences, and today we are going to work on a very interesting topic, that is a Google Translate GUI. So we have worked on Google Translate online, but today we are going to build our own Google Translate, and we'll be also making graphical user interface for it as well. For graphical user interface, we'll be using tkinter library of Python, right, that we have already been using for a long time now. And for Google translation, we'll be using Google Translate, Google Trans library. Okay, so first of all, we'll be talking about Google Trans a little bit. Then we'll be creating the graphical user interface for Google Translator, and then we'll be actually translating one language into another language. So we are AI scientists, and I am Sajad Mustafa, your instructor. And if you are a beginner in artificial intelligence domain, please check out the link in description. You will find link to a website where we have a lot of courses, books, and a lot of material in order to help you as a Python developer or artificial intelligence developer, right? So let's get started. So this is something that we are going to create today. So this is sort of a graphical user interface for that. It has a lot of things, so let's discuss about that. So this is the title of your window that we'll be creating, and then this is the label. The left hand side would be English, and then you can, by default, it will be English. You can select any language from this drop down menu, right? And then here you can write anything, right? You can write anything, and then you will click on this translate button, and then it will be translating whatever you have written over here into which language, into that language what you have selected from here, right? So yeah, simple enough. And this is just a picture. This is just a UI, or you can say a static picture, static image that we'll be working with. And this small icon is also a static image. So if we go to the folder, we already have these two images, arrow.png and icon.png. So we'll be working with that. Great. So here is Google Trans library. Simply you can install it by using pip install Google Trans. Yeah, and that's about it. And then you can read the whole documentation about it. This is how you can translate one language to another language, right? You have to mention the destination language, or you have to mention the source language. Great, good enough. So yeah, this is how you can again install it. Let me comment it for myself because I have already installed it, and here I have mentioned the version as well. I wanted to work with specifically this version, right? There's no certain reason, but just to let you know, if you want to install some specific version of any library, this is how you can do it. Then we are importing tkinter for GUI. Then we are importing from tkinter ttk and message box, again for the sake of GUI. And then we are importing Google Trans and translator as well. Let me run it. Great. Okay, so first thing first, let's create the GUI, and we'll say root equals to, first of all we will create the tkinter object, and then we'll say root dot title. Okay, title, and here we'll say Google Translator by AI Sciences, right? And then we'll say root dot geometry, and here we'll say the pixels of our translator would be 1080 into 400, right? And then we'll say root dot configure, and here we'll say background color is what should be background color? So let's make it white. In our case it is white, so let's make it white, right? Okay, great. So this is some basic setup, and then here we are going to add the icon. I'm talking about this icon, right? So what we will do is image icon equals to, so I'll say photo image, and here I'll pass the name of image. Ideally I should pass the whole path of the image, but since this image contains in my root folder, so I only have to pass the name of the image, right? And then I'll say root dot icon photo, yeah, icon photo, and then here I'll say I have to pass two arguments. First would be false and second would be the image icon. Great, good enough. Then we have let's write the arrow over here. I'm talking about this image, right? So how can we do that? So let's say arrow, and here we'll say arrow underscore image equals to photo image, and here we'll say file equals to arrow dot png. So this is exactly this file, arrow.png, right? Great, good enough. Okay, then we'll say image label equals to, so here we will create a label, and in this label we will pass the root so that it has to be available on the root, and here we'll say image equals to arrow image, yeah, arrow image, and its width equals to let's make it 150, right? Great. And then we'll say image label, yeah, this one, dot place. Okay, so here we want to mention that where it will be placed. So it will be placed at x-axis, let's say 460. These are the measures that I already have noted, so that's why I'm just writing it down. So it will be 460, and y equals to 50 makes it equals to here, right? Okay, otherwise you can just play around with it. Great, 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 looks fine. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to write a function that will detect the label change, right? So let's say label change, right? Okay, so so before writing its definition, let me write the further code. And there is another function called translate now, right? So these are the two functions that will be explained later. So yeah, before that let me write some more code so that when I'll be writing the definition of these functions, they will make sense. So for now I'll say languages equals to Googletrans dot languages. Okay, great. So it will get me the languages. So here I'll say language values. Okay, and here since it will be returning me the dictionary, so I'll say languages dot values, right? So it will be giving me the values, and then I'll be converting those values into the list, and I'm storing that into language v or language values. Good enough. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two combos. One combo would be for, let me mention it over here, for this section, right? This is one combination of different elements, and the other combo would be this combo. This is the other combination of different things. So let me call it combo 1 C1, and let me call it combo 2 C2, right? Great. Okay, so I'll say combo 1 equals to ttk that I have imported all before. I'll say combo box, and then here where do I want to locate it? I want to locate it at root, and then its values should be what? Language language values, and its font would be, let me say, Roboto. Okay, and its value would be 14, and then its state should be R. Great, good enough. So we have this combo 1 which will create this ttk combo box. It will create this whole box for us, in which we'll be placing our elements, right? So what will be the location of that combo box? So combo 1 place would be equals to 100 comma y equals to 20, right? And then I'll say combo dot set, so it will set its initial value to English, right? Perhaps let me write it in capitals, English. Great. I'm talking about this thing, right? Okay. Then the next thing is now I'm going to create. Sorry, I was talking about this. I was talking about this English, right? This English we are going to work with it now. So here I'm going to say label, label. Okay. Yeah, label 1 equals to label. And where this label would be located at root. And then let me zoom it a little bit so that it will be a little bit more visible to you guys. Okay, so it will be at root and its text would be NGLISH English. Its font would be what should be the font? Let's make it Sego font 30 and bold, since it is bold and 30, bold and sorry, bold and larger, so it will be font 30. And then what should be the background? Background would be as usual white. What would be the width? YDTH. Width would be, let's say, 18. What would be BD? It will be, let's say, let's make it 5. And then this would be equals to GR groove, right? So this will make our label 1. Now we have to place our label 1 somewhere. So I'll say place, and again x equals to 10. It will be at x equals to 10 x's and y equals to 50 x's. I hope you guys are familiar with x's. So if we talk about this horizontal space, it denotes x-axis, and if we talk about this vertical space, it denotes it is denoted by y-axis, right? So this is not minus, this is equals to, right? Great. So the next thing is, let's call it f1, function 1, frame 1, sorry. So I'll say frame, and in this frame I will mention that place it at root, and then its background color would be black, right? And then I'll say its BD equals to 5. Okay, and then I'll also place this frame, and its x-axis would be 10, its y-axis would be 118. Let's say its width would be, let's say, 440, and its height, GIGHT, yeah, its height would be 210. Great. And so it is placed. And finally, the final thing, which is the text box. Now we have to add a text box over here. So right now we have added this frame. Oh, sorry, this black frame, right? I'm talking about this black frame, right? So we have added that. Now inside this black frame we have to add a text box. So let me call it text1, and I'll say text, and here I'll say f1. It will be inside f1, and its font would be, what should be the font? Let's make it robot, and size would be 20. Its background color would be let's make it white again, and relief equals to groove. And one more thing, which is wrap equals to word, right? So what do we mean by wrap? Which means that if we are writing inside inside the text box and we reach the end of line, so it will wrap the text, which means that it will take this the end of the text on next line, right? So it will wrap the text around. Okay, so the final thing for this combo 1 is we will place the text box as usual as every element. So it will be at x equals to 0 and y equals to 0, and its width would be 430, and its its height would be 200, right? So yeah, so hopefully our this whole section is ready now. Now it looks like, and that's reality, that this section is just a replica of, combo 2 C2 is just a replica of C1. The only difference is the change in its geometry or geography. So let's just copy this combo 1. Okay, let's just copy this and let's paste it over here. So let's call it combo 2. Let's call it combo 2. And the only change that we have to make is its x would be, let's say, 730. Its y would be 20, right? And its initial text would be select language. Select language, right? So we are talking about this thing. Okay, now then the label 2, this is not label 1, this is label 2. Label 2 would be, its text would be English for now, and then font would be the same, everything is same. The only thing that we have to change is this thing and its x-axis, which is 620 for now, and its y-axis is 50. Yeah, looks, since it is at the same level vertically, right? So we don't have to change the y-axis. Okay, great. So then the frame 2 comes into the play. So f2 equals to the same thing, and f2 would be placed at its x-axis is again 620, so it will be 620. Its y-axis would be the same, its width would be the same, and height would again be the same. And then there is a text box 2. It will be residing inside f2 frame 2, and then text box 2 would be placed at the same place where it yeah, looks fine. Okay, since the adjustment of these text boxes is according to f2, right? That is why we don't have to change it. Its reference point is f2, right? Okay, now yeah, main thing is almost done. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to translate, we have to add the translate button. This the most important thing. Whenever we will click this button, it will translate the languages for us. Okay, so what we will do is we will say translate button equals to, and here we'll say button, and in button it will be coming at root. Its text would be translate, and its font would be robot 15 size, and it will be the bold. Let's make it italic as well. Okay, then cursor value would be hand 2, right? Okay, then the next thing is its background would be red. Okay, you can change it according to your need. Its foreground would be white so that it will be a little bit visible, and command, which is the most important thing, it denotes that what action will be taken on the click of this button. So the translate now action will be taken. What is translate now action? This is this function that we have to define yet, right? So just give me a minute so that I can place this translate button. Yeah, and then we will write the translate now function. So it will be placed at x equals to where 480, and y equals to 250, right? Great. Now let's sorry. Now let's talk about the translate button. Yeah, okay, so let's go to the translate button, and here we will say, let's remove this pass. Here we will say text equals to text1. So the text box 1 that we have created, from that we will get the text from starting till end, right? Yeah, and then let's say t1 equals to translator. We are initializing a translator over here, and then we will say trans text equals to t1 dot translate. Yeah, translate, and here we'll pass the text, then we'll pass the source equals to combo1 dot get, right? So source is combo1, source is this left hand side, which is c1 combo1, and then we are going to mention the destination, which is the right hand side, which is combo2 dot get, right? Yeah, great, looks fine. Then we'll say trans text equals to trans text dot text, right? We are just extracting its value from here, and then we'll say text2 dot delete. So we are just making sure that there is nothing already available in that in right hand side box. So we will delete everything from there, and then we will insert the translated value into that. So we'll say and not trans text. Yeah, great. That's about it. That's how we can that's how we will translate and put the translated text over there. One more thing, actually two more things. We have to write the infinite loop, and also here we have to mention the label change as well. So, and also root dot main loop, right? So but before that we have to define this function as well, which is written somewhere over here, right? So we have to write the functionality of that function as well. So let's do that. So c1 equals to combo1 dot get, and c2 equals to combo2 dot get, right? And then here we'll say label1 dot configure, and in this we'll say text equals to c1, right? So we are just switching that, and then we'll say label2 dot configure text equals to c2, right? And finally we'll say root dot after, here we'll say 1000 dot label change, right? So after every 1000 1000 units, it will be calling itself again. So yeah, that's about it. But since we have written this code in one whole go, I'm really expecting a lot of errors out of it, a lot of typos and stuff like that. Yeah, so the first typo is combo is not defined. Yeah, it's not just combo, it's combo1, right? Okay, where is the next typo? It must be over there, because it should be typo combo2, right? But okay, so it says that cannot use by image icon, not a photo image. Okay, where it says that root image false. Okay, so somewhere over here, yeah, over here there is an error again. So it says that, okay, so let's restart the kernel, but before that I have figured that here the spelling of groove are in lowercase, which is not good, and here also so it has to be in uppercase letters, right? So yeah, looks fine. Let's restart the kernel and let's pray that everything goes great. Okay, so run it, Is there any error? No, looks fine. So yeah, here we go. So here is our Google Translator. So let me select the destination language as which language? Let's make it French, and in English let's say hello, how are you, right? Let's translate it. Oh, bonjour, whatever, since I don't know French, so pardon me for that. And same goes out if we change it into, I think it is Estonian. Yeah, let's convert it into Estonian. So this is how I think it looks like in Estonian. And let's test it with Italian, let's say. Okay, so in Italian it looks something like that. Ciao, come, stai, whatever. So this is how you work with it. You can convert it into Japanese and almost all of the languages: Russian, Romanian, even regional languages, Sindhi, and you know, Tamil, Telugu, Thai, Turkish, Ukrainian, Urdu. You can convert it into almost every language, right? So yeah, that's how you can create your own Google Translator. If you I mean, this is a complete Google Translator app, and it is customized, made in just under 25 minutes. Each and everything is coded before you, debugged before you, right? So yeah, that's about it, and that's how we wanted to work with it. Once again, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. We upload 2 videos on almost a similar topic, on technological topics, basically related to Python, artificial intelligence, and stuff like that. So subscribe the channel. We upload every video on every Monday and Wednesday, so do not miss any of them. Thank you.